Flex-1500. It's a SDR radio. As you can see, there's no knobs or buttons other than the power button on the front. You have a hole for a mic, a Yaesu mic from like an 857 or 897 will work. It's got a hole for the key and a hole for phones. And I've got an SWR meter. I use that because it doesn't have one. Even in the software, you can't really tell what the SWR is. So I keep a meter on it. I've been operating indoors with the Alpha Make Loop, my Alpha antenna. It takes up a good portion of the room, but it's indoors. It's a hidden antenna and easily adjustable for other bands. You just spin that knob until you get the SWR to where you need it to be. Ideally, you spin it until you hear the loudest signal you can, and then you turn on tune and adjust it until the SWR is lower. I'm a big fan of digital modes. Wsjt is one of my favorite applications. The price is right. Oh, I just got a contact. And I probably missed it, but we'll get them on the next time around. As you can see, you can barely see the contact up there. This software behind the scenes here is the powerSDR, and this version is the KE9NS version. And it's laid out a little bit different. It's got 2 meters over here, so I can look at the power and the ALC. It does look like I got a response back, and I'll have another QSO here in a minute. Currently operating at full drive, which is 100%. Along with that, I've got the what's known as the virtual audio cable gain down, and that keeps the ALC from getting to be too high. As you can see, the ALC is below 0. You don't want that to go past 0, or you'll have a distorted signal. That puts my forward power at about 50% on this rig. 50% is 2.5 watts, and that's pretty impressive. You can still get out. Complete that QSO, and that wasn't planned, but that was neat that I started recording right when that happened. So after you have the basic SDR software downloaded from the Flex website, I went ahead and downloaded powerSDR 2.7 and drivers that were needed for the radio. It is just one USB cable that goes to the computer. To set up the SDR software, you have to set up the VAC cables. VAC is virtual audio cable, and that's a third-party tool you have to pay for. It doesn't come with the Flex radio. I heard there's a free version of an audio cable out there. There's the gain right there that you adjust for your ALC. And I also enable this for digital modes. So I click here, set these 2 lines up, and click here after I've installed the virtual audio cable. The other part of digital modes that has to be set up is your cat control. I enable cat control and set the parameters, and then over here I set it up as a TS2000. And then remember that your COM port's 4800. This also uses what's called virtual COM ports. So even though this is set up for COM port 1, the virtual COM port maps it to COM port 2. So here's Wsjt. I'm going to go ahead and stop transmitting. Go to File, Settings, and under Radio, I've got the TS2000 selected, and I've got the COM port 2 selected, and the 4800 baud, and the push to talk is through cat. The mode and the split operations are both set to none. For audio, I've selected the input as the mic, and the output as the line 1. The virtual audio cable program comes with a control panel. In the control panel, you have to add your 2 lines, and then one line you make a line, and the other one you make a mic. The program you want to run to set up your serial ports is called the Virtual Serial Port Manager, and it's free for amateurs. Go ahead and run the Virtual Serial Port Manager. The install drivers part takes a few minutes. Run the virtual serial port manager as admin. Click create pair. A pair of serial ports appears. And then exit. Start powerSDR. I'll wait till it's fully loaded. And then once it's loaded, we start Wsjt. Wsjt should show the same frequency over here that we're on, which is 7.074. So it is effectively communicating. And we'll go ahead and just run a test real quick. We'll hit start here. We now have the Flex radio turned on and receiving, and we should start seeing signals coming up here. As you can see, there's a FT8 signal, and we've already decoded it. That sums up how to install virtual serial ports, virtual audio cable configuration, and operating digital modes with the Flex-1500 radio.